Okay, Houston, we've had a problem here.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Welcome to Houston Christian High School. I am your teacher. I am Mr. Bergmann. And this is a video to explain how we're going to do class and do it differently. The way we're going to be learning is a method called mastery learning. Have you ever sat in a class and the teacher's been teaching and you've been furiously taking notes and then you get lost and you don't know what to do? Well, in a mastery learning environment, the beauty is if you get lost, because some of you are going to get lost, I'm going to be there to help you. I'm going to be there to help pick up the pieces. The big idea of mastery learning is this. If you don't learn something, you're going to stay there until you actually learn it. It's kind of like a driver's test. You actually have to pass it before you can actually get your license. So this is sort of the same idea. You have to actually learn the content. Some of you are going to find that challenging because you get to the end of a unit, all right, and then you're going to take some kind of an assessment. It could be a project, or it could be like a real typical test. And if you don't score, and actually in our class, 80%, you need to stay there until you get it, because we want you to master the content. Now, the class is going to look kind of different than most of your classes, because I am not going to stand up in front of the class and lecture. Now, I'm still going to lecture, but I'm going to do it through these videos. So here's the kind of the big idea, is that we're going to have some pre-work. And the pre-work is going to take the form of some short videos, like this one, or also some reading. And at some point, you're going to choose. Like, I prefer to learn like reading. I prefer with the videos, or whatever. I don't care how you learn. I care that you learn. You get the idea? It's important. So that's the pre-work. You're going to do that. And this is going to be easy stuff for you to do at home. Stuff that's going to introduce you to the content. Because when you come to class, regardless of what class time looks like in this world of the pandemic, we're going to work on the hard stuff. There's actually, I don't know if you want to know this, but there's like a thought behind this. There's this guy who created this thing called Bloom's taxonomy, and it talks about like levels of cognition. Now, that's a big fancy word for how well you think, and you can see at the bottom it's like easy stuff: knowledge, and then understanding, and application, analysis, evaluation, and creation. But what we want to do is we want to spend more class time on the hard stuff, because this is what happened to me. I don't know what's happened to you. I was in a physics class in college, and the professor was doing his thing, teach deal, right? And he was doing knowledge and understanding down here. And then I went home and I went, I don't know what to do. So I had to do the hard stuff, the application. If I could have just done the hard stuff with the professor, I could have been so much more successful. Well, that's what we want to do. We're going to make this Bloom's taxonomy look more like this, where we're going to spend most of our time, if you will, doing the middle stuff. That's the stuff where you're going to get stuck. That's the big idea. But here's the key, guys. You have to do the pre-work, the easy stuff at home, which, by the way, will take you less time, so that when you come to class, again, whatever class looks like, you can get help on the hard stuff. It's going to allow us, as in a science class, to do way more experiments. Don't you love playing with stuff? Oh, it's so cool to do cool sciencey experiments. And yeah, so you have to agree, right, to do this. Again, it's not going to be onerous. The videos are like 6 to 12 minutes long. Right? Or the readings, same idea. Now, speaking of the pre-work and the videos or the reading, we're going to use a tool called Perusall for this. Now, what this does is it's a social reading / video app. And you're going to read, okay, or watch a video, and you are required to make comments on it. So if you're watching a video, after 2 minutes, you pause and you make a comment. And after 3 minutes, you make a comment. But then you see each other's comments, and you can comment on each other's comments. And the thing that's cool about it is it's going to actually grade your responses. That sounds crazy. I know it's got some artificial intelligence. The tool actually grades, and I'll be checking your grades, whatnot. Also, if you do the reading, it's either or, right? Or. In some cases, I might just assign a video, and sometimes just a reading, and sometimes that's choice. It'll be dependent on the particular lesson. So that's the big idea of how class is going to work. Now I want to talk about something else that is also going to be happening simultaneously, I think, to get some engagement. Now, in most classes, you have heard these terms like you've got a unit, you've got a lesson, and you have a test. Not in our classes. We don't have units, we have levels. We don't have lessons, we have quests. And we don't have tests, we have boss battles. Now, you know this language comes from the world of games, right? So we want to turn the class into a bit of a game. So another tool we're going to use is something called Classcraft. Maybe some of your teachers have used this idea. And so you're going to be put into teams, and it's a game. So you're going to be playing a game at the same time. And not only you're going to be, another thing you're going to have is you're going to have a guild. That's you and a team of people that you're going to have for like the semester. We might switch it up. I don't know. We haven't figured that out yet. I'd love some help on this. This is my first time doing this whole gamification piece. But we're going to have a guild, and you're going to get points. So like if all of you did your pre-work on time, bing, got a bing, you get points. And then you can like develop your character on the website. Or there are going to be lots of things that will give you, they have two things. In Classcraft, they have HP and XP. Hit points and experience points, and you can have different roles, and then you can actually participate in their version of a boss battle, not to be confused with our boss battles, etc., etc. So that's the big idea for mastery learning. If you don't get it, I want to make sure that you get it, because I know that sometimes high school science can be hard. I struggled with some high school science, and I'm a high school science teacher, isn't that weird? And hopefully I can help you to become the best version of yourself that you can be. And I hope what really is going to happen too is that we're going to really get to know each other. And one of my big beliefs about education is, well, two things. I have two big beliefs about education. Number one, it needs to be active. Passive learning doesn't work. And I bet you're tired of just sitting and getting. And it also needs to be built on this. I can't spell. I suck at spelling. Okay, relationships. I really want to get to know you because I know that you matter. Because everyone matters, right? God says that He loves us all. And I want to build that relationship with you so that we can really connect with each other on a deeper level because it matters. So that's a big overview of our class and a quick introduction to mastery learning. And I am so excited to have you in class this year. And we'll see you in class. Because Houston, we don't have a problem.